What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna make another beat on the MPC sample, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about just the basic workflow as I go through this, which I've been talking about in the previous videos. Is just sample, chop, and sequence. So you're gonna see how I move around just doing the basic foundation of what this machine is. Before we jump into it, I just wanna remind you guys, I do have the MPC sample course out as of now. I've been getting some great feedback. A lot of people already completed the course. It's a very short course when it comes down to building a beat and sequencing for you to feel comfortable with the sample. If you want more information on that, go down in the link of this video. Sign up today. There's also a few free lessons, so if you want to check those out, they're very useful. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Let's have fun. Now, this is how I start most of my beats on the sample. With the sample, we are limited. You could only chop up to 16 pads versus on the bigger MPCs, you have many banks you can chop into. So I want to be mindful, and I want to know exactly what I'm going to sample and how many beats are in that section. Like, for example, I have this percussive sound right here that I want to sample into the machine. And I already know there's 2 bars that I want to capture. I don't have to be exactly with those 2 bars. Even if it goes a little longer or a little before, we can always trim it down and work with small sections. So right here, let's hear this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. That was all I wanted, just the groove in the beginning. I go to my sample, and that's why I said, learn how to sample into the machine. That's what we just did. And now I say, learn how to chop up your samples. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And then I'll show you the next process. If you don't understand everything after this video, I know it's kind of fast and short, check out other videos that go deep into the way you sample on the MPC sample and learn it more in depth on your own time. 1, 2. There it is. I have my section. There's 2 bars right here that I'm selecting. I'm going to turn on the looper, and I'm going to make sure I have exactly 2 bars and it's looping correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. Since this is just a loop that I'm going to be looping, I don't really want to chop this up. I'm going to keep this with no chops. Instead, I'm going to go to tune, and right here on tune, I'm going to warp this. It's just a 2-bar loop, but in order for me to warp this, I need to tell the warp, when I hold down shift, how many beats are in this loop right here. There's 8 beats on that loop, so I'm going to tell the warp to do 8 beats. I let go of that, and then I'm going to scroll through all the way and match it to the sequence. So now, whatever sequence or whatever tempo my sequence is currently on, that loop is going to pitch up or is going to pitch down to match the tempo of my sequence. So now, I'll tell you what, this sequence right now is at 128 beats per minute. I'm going to record that sample chop on the sequence at 128 beats per minute, which sounds a little too fast, but you'll see how I can adjust the tempo after. So it matches the tempo perfectly. I can adjust the tempo. I don't want to work at 128. Maybe I want to work at 105 beats per minute. It's going to pitch the tempo or shift the pitch of the sample down so it can match the tempo of my sequence. When it comes down to percussive sounds, I'm okay with fluctuating the pitch because it's just percussive instruments. Let's start looking for some one-shots so we can add on top of this right here. So I'm going to go into my browser and let's see what we find. Get those snares. All right, let's get some kicks. All right, we got a little something right here. All right, we got some rhythm right here, and all we did right now, so far, we just sampled into the MPC, chopped it up, and sequenced it. I'm gonna just do the same process. I'm gonna get a different sample and bring it in by doing the same thing. Sample, chop, and then sequence. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we got 7 right here. Let's truncate that, and on this one, I'm gonna go to chop, and I'm gonna manually chop this. Let's tune this down. I'm gonna go -2 semitones. Let's hear how this sounds. Ooh. Let's hear that with drums. All right, that sounds awesome. Okay, look, I'm gonna get a different piece from a different part of this song onto a different pad. So I'm gonna go back to my sampler, and I'm gonna use an empty pad. And again, I'm sampling into this machine section per section. That intro that I heard, it was only like 2 bars long, and I was like, all right, cool. It kind of reminds me of the SP1200. When you sample into the 1200, you can't be freely sampling an entire song. You got to be very selective. Right here, obviously, this gives you way more time than the 1200, but I'm limited on how many chops I can get per sample section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, 16. Okay, we got some right here. And now I go back to chop, and I'm gonna chop this up. Do I go manually, or I'm gonna just set it to 16 regions? Oh. Oh man, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Look, I go back to my sequences right here. I see this is the active sequence that we have for two bars. Let me drink real quick. Hold on. That's just 2 bars. No, it's not 4 bars. It's just 2 bars. This is a very short loop, but I want to duplicate this, bring this over to an empty pad, or I'm sorry, an empty sequence. And on this empty sequence right here, I can get rid of that sample chop because I want to bring in some of my own chops. So I want to get rid of the sample chops. I want to keep the rhythm, the drums and the percussive stuff. So I go into this, go to sample/sequence, and I'm going to go to erase, and this is a sample chop that I recorded. So I'm going to get rid of all the events right there. So now I should just have the rhythm part playing. Cool, we just have the rhythm, so I can play with the new chops that I just chopped up. But I want to duplicate this because I feel like 2 bars is way too short for me. So I'm gonna go from 2 bars to 4 bars. I'm gonna go to shift, double length sequence, and now we have 4 bars to play with. Ooh, let's record that. Back to the other sequence. Oh man. Look, on this sequence over here where the horns are at, I want to bring in a different kick. Maybe we can look for something that's a little more snappy, not too low, not too much low end. Let's try this. let's go into the effects, and let's only get the sample chops, and let's go for like a low pass filter. Yeah. Let's get rid of that hi-hat. I don't want no hi-hat on right here on this sequence. Let's get rid of this hi-hat. So it just kind of drops dead, and then it goes into the whole beat. Man, all right. Look, all right. Look, if you can't tell, I'm having way too much fun with the MPC sample. I don't know what to tell you guys. I've heard so many mixed reviews on this stuff, and I know, I get this sent out to me from Akai. Thank you, Akai. This means a lot. I enjoy this. I have fun using this, and I know either you probably think I'm just trying to make videos on this because I have to. Not the case at all. I'm actually having the time of my life being able to film and use this small box. Guys, look, thank you so much for being here with me, for hanging out with me and just watching me as I have fun, man, on this machine. The main thing, and I know I keep talking about it with the MPC sample, is kind of get and see what I'm doing in a way of like I'm sampling into the machine, chopping up the samples, and sequencing those samples. That's all I'm doing, just because of the simplicity. Even on my bigger MPCs, that's the same thing I'm doing. Just sampling, chopping, and sequencing. So take that for what it is. This thing is awesome. I'm having fun. Thank you guys for joining me and for being a part of this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace. I'll catch you on the next video.